Have you ever found one of them books that you know that can really associate to you? You feel like what you're going through in life at any point in your life, you feel like the book that you read really is like describing your life, but it's also giving you the techniques to get around the obstacles that you're facing in your life right now. And it's not often that you find, one of those really good books. A lot of books would just be padded out with loads of writing and words just to sell you the book, because they can't sell these books with 2 or 3 pages, so they have to fill it. But every so often you'll find books, and this was a recommendation from somebody that I follow on social media called Ty Lopez, and it's actually probably the best book that I've ever read. I've not quite finished it yet, but I had to share some of the lessons that you can learn from this book, and it's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And you may get the gist, and from books you don't have to read them start to finish. The title sometimes can give you the gist of what it's about. And the biggest thing about books and self-development is that you want to take what you learn from it and then apply it straight away. Go out that door and then apply it straight away. Whatever you're doing today, apply it to that activity, because you'll see the results come straight away. So, as I said, try and find books that associate to you, and this one is really good in particular, and I recommend that you go and buy this one now. Buy it second hand. No matter how you buy it, it's definitely worth a read, because the lessons you can learn from this is just, you're not going to get any better. So it starts off by saying, if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll catch neither one. You may have heard of this, and it's obviously so true, because if you try and do too many things, everyone tries to be balanced in life, but there is no balance really. You have to just do one thing. Focus down on one thing, because it's better to get one task done than get nothing done. You want to get something really good done. I mean, in life, people do what? They do several things, but normally as a career, they may do one thing. I'm a footballer, and I play football, but I also do loads of other things. I do A-levels, I have family, I have friends to go out to see, loads of different things that I have to do. And obviously I need to do them things, but what it's also trying to say is that at the time, you should just focus on that task and not get caught up in thinking of too many other things. I've not finished this book, but I've read the first few pages and the first few chapters. It's really accurate and it's very true. And I just realised, if you do these things, you're actually going to see massive results. And as it suggests, one thing, you should just do one thing when you're focusing on it, decide to fully focus on that and cut off everything else you're doing at that time. Whether it's stress, your diet, your sleeping, your exercising, all these things we need to do, but we don't do them because we know we need to do all of them. But what you should do is you should pick one of them, maybe the weakest area, maybe the thing you're really lacking in, and start with that. Because once you do that, you'll get momentum and then you'll keep going. But also, don't disregard books, don't put them down, and then forget about them. Always use them as a reference guide. They're not just a one-off read and then you put it down and forget about it. The only way you'll remember things is if you're constantly repeating it. Repetition, is the main idea of anything. If you keep doing it over and over again, it'll really stick, and then the lessons you learn, they become what you do as part of your routine. So I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but we all can try, and we can all try and get better at what we want to do. And in life, life is so short that we only can do our best, and learning and then applying what we do is the ultimate way to gain success in any area of life. No matter what anyone tells you, if you learn the lessons, success leaves clues. Learn from people that have gone before you, and then you'll get that same success as well, if not even more. So the main thing is you've got to keep going. You've got to prioritise what you're doing, really know what's important and what's unimportant. A quote I heard the other day is that people get paid in accordance to the level of difficulty in what they do. So, hard jobs are going to be paid well. It sounds obvious, but some people want to do the easy things but think they get paid for it. But anything worthwhile, is going to take time, but it also has huge rewards as well. So prioritise the right things. Allow time for playing as well. Remember, work equals work and play equals play. Don't get the two mixed up. Don't work, but also bring along your phone and play a game at the same time. But equally, when you're playing, when you go on holiday, don't bring loads of work with you, because it doesn't work and you'll get the wrong impression, and when you do things you won't be motivated in the right way. So remember, work equals work and play equals play. So all the time you've got to do the little stuff, not the big stuff. Just do little things, because success is the accumulation of all the little things every single day. Success doesn't just happen overnight, it happens after many things that you do. And of course you all know that you've done things in your life you've achieved, big or small. But any achievement isn't the result of one-off things that you do. They're a result of loads of little things every day. So remember, prioritise and keep going. No one is self-made. We all need a good routine, but the way we get a good routine is not how we devise it ourselves. You need to go out and find a plan that has worked for someone else. Obviously these are known as mentors, or people that will direct you, role models. As you start off when you're younger, you can find people online, people that you look up to. Make sure that they're genuine and they're doing the right thing and they've got proven results and track records. But you really want to eventually try and find someone physical that you'll be able to copy, and they'll show you the way to get what you want to get. Because that is the number one single way that you will get what you want in life, is following in the footsteps of people that have gone before you. So basically what this book is saying is the old quote that says, don't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Get good at something in life. It's good to do many things, and I don't agree with stopping everything but one thing. But really nail down and master a certain activity that you do, whether it's sports, whether it's university you're going to, whether it's studying something, or whether it's just being, giving in life and helping other people. But really want to understand and study what you do. And if it's a weak area of your life, but you really want to be good at that, go and enroll in a course, or go and find the people. But make sure you take action and go and do that thing, but then make it happen, and make sure your one thing is your biggest thing that's going to be your biggest asset in life, and you live a life that is worthwhile and not just average. Because you want to be better than average, that's the idea of life. And we don't want to be a jack of all trades, we want to be the best that we can possibly be. And, it doesn't mean make millions of pounds or have nice cars or, be the best at something in the world. It's the best that you can be. And as long as you're happy and you're making progress, then that's all that really matters in life. So the last concept that I want to get your head around is that this book is basically saying one thing. So what it's saying is you want to get twice the results in half the time. It also talks about multitasking and stuff, and everyone will try and do multitasking. And it's basically saying, don't do multitasking, It says somewhere here, multitasking is a lie, and it's actually quite true, People say you should be doing this but doing this at the same time, listen to an audio book but do your revision at the same time. But actually, you're not really focusing on both. If you're focusing on one of them properly, if you're doing both, you're actually distracted and you're not really thinking of both. So even if it's like, you're thinking in your head and you're not focusing, really take your mind and focus on the one thing that you're doing now. So if you're reading, if you're revising, studying, if you're doing sport, don't let anything else come in. Because the only way you're going to get good, or really good, is focus everything and give it everything you've got at one time. And if you do that, you can actually get really good, and you won't only have to put all the work in, you could put half the work in because you're working more effectively, but you'll get twice the results because you'll be going up and up and up. So why not make 2017 the year that you go up all the way and make your routine much better and stick to your one thing. Thanks for listening, and be sure to check for more book reviews and more videos coming very soon. Thanks for listening.